test render here. I'm still building the model from Craig, or putting the textures on it, but this is just kind of a test of.
That's the shot you used in the just a preliminary kind of rough edit you did of the one scene.
No, that's a different shot actually. This is this is me testing the cell caps. Yeah, so I was trying to match the look of the shell somewhat. So, but I've been working on the hull texturing. You know how it's got that kind of sheen or whatever. So, but you can see the bridge, and none of the engines are basically painted yet. So, like here, the hull is missing on this model. This is the shot I showed you before, but since I've updated the model, I haven't reconnected all the pieces, and it's just missing the saucer now. So.
That looks so intricate.
It's weird, isn't it? Yeah.
So it's kind of like you build it on the spot.
Kind of, yeah. These shots here that I have, these were more for me testing. But yeah, wow. You can see here's the model, and you can see it's not textured yet.
That is so cool.
And these are, so over here, these are all the separate parts of the model that I need to add. So you can see here, here's the starboard bustard. If I turn it off, it goes away. So.
How long does it take to actually load all? I mean, what's the hardest part?
The hardest part is just finding the textures. So basically.
So how did you set that up to where the computer knows where the stuff goes?
Yeah, that's another thing I was going to tell you. I had to go into the 3D software called Blender.
I've heard of Blender.
Load Craig's Valiant model right here. So here's the Valiant. And, same thing here. He's got all the separate pieces laid out. I had to tell the software to add a material to each one. And then that way my other program could read it.
How do you assign where things go? I don't.
So basically,
because the computer would know, right?
Craig did really good. He labeled everything. So you see like saucer details red. And so when I added the new texture on, I made sure to name it the same name that Craig named it. So when I pull it over to this program, you can see that there's pretty much the same names over here as well. So like here's the bottom of the saucer. I can turn that on and off, so and then once I'm ready, once I find the texture for it, I can come into where I have everything saved. So USS Valiant. That's why I have to stay very organized, because a lot of this stuff, you could get lost very easily. So, but like you can see, Craig, he did a great job. I can't give enough praise to him, because the way he organized everything. You can see here there's saucer bottom. So each part of the ship gets different maps. So like the saucer will get probably there's 3 different maps here. So, and what those are doing, I'll show you real quick. Find the saucer top. Okay, so here's the saucer top. There's let's see here. So you can kind of see it's mapped out here, but basically there's a glossiness layer that kind of gives it the reflexivity, and then there's a what's called a bump map, and that kind of gives it that 3D texture where it actually looks like it's made out of different panels,
Kind of like the movie one.
Yeah, and then there's the diffused layer, is basically the layer with all the paint in it. So when I take that away, you can kind of see hints of it left over. So like so here's the bump map. I've got it currently set at 3%. If I were to set it at 35%, you'll see the model dramatically change.
Oh wow.
Like it's way too bumpy now,
Yeah.
So it looks like it's made out of aluminum foil almost. So it's just a lot of precise tweaking and all of that. So it's fun. I love it. You know, I love being able to work on this because it's so creative and different. You know,
It does seem like it'd be something fun to do in your spare time. If
Yeah.
I had the skill to do this, God, I'd have all kinds of stuff flying across the screen.
Yeah. So yeah, that's currently. You know, I just need to get the rest of those textures converted over and then properly laid in, and I think we'll have a really nice looking textured spaceship. And you can see too, I've added some film grain to kind of add to the realism there, and then I've color graded the shot too to just kind of give it a little more punch. And then in 3D space, I also have lighting that I control. So I've lit the model. I've got three different lights lighting the model. So if I wanted to, I could, you know, move this light over here, and it would change it dramatically. You know, so the black triangle here. If I split this up and hit 0, it gives me the camera view. So right now the camera is just focused on these windows here.
Mm-hmm.
But if I zoom out and I grab this camera, I pull it back, it's going to pull that.
Oh, so the black triangle is a camera.
Yeah,
basically.
So it's kind of telling me where that angle of view is and everything. So, you know, if I want to do a flyby of the ship or anything like that.